Hey guys, it's Reagan from the future. As I was editing this episode, I realized that Jordan's mic is off the entire time. So that's why the audio sounds a little bit different, but it still sounds okay. It's still usable. You can understand everything she's saying. So just bear with us, and I promise the mics will be on next week. Hey guys, I'm Reagan. I work in finance.
I'm Jordan. I'm a CPA.
And this is Working Late.
We don't clock out. We just keep going.
So if you're grinding through a long day or a late night, we're here to keep you company and remind you why it's all worth it. So Jordan, what do you have going on this week?
So personally, I am, if you didn't know, if you're just now tuning in, I am pregnant. And so I am really trying to navigate preparing for newborns. I'm pregnant with identical twins. And so yeah, just really trying to, anytime I have downtime during tax season, I'm really trying to build cribs or wash clothes or, just kind of get the nursery ready. Because I feel like the closer we get to, May, the more tired and exhausted I'm going to be. So I'm trying to take advantage of the time now.
Yeah, I think you're doing a remarkable job, actually, of
Thank you.
in this whole time, being pregnant and doing all of the things that you do and being pregnant with twins. I don't know. I feel like you're just not even intimidated at all by it.
You're going to make me cry. Thanks. It is very intimidating, but just trying to keep my head up and keep going. Definitely not going to let it slow me down or change my life. It's just going to be adding them to the mix.
I really admire that. And
Thanks.
I can't wait to be Auntie Reagan. I'm so excited.
I'm excited for you. So what about you? What do you have going on personally?
So I just got back from my most recent marathon. And
How'd you do?
It went really well. I'm very proud of myself.
Good.
I got another PR, I hit the goals that I wanted to hit. And I'm actually, I don't know if the camera can see it. I'm wearing this shirt today from the Cowtown Marathon, which we ran together last year. Mm-hmm. And this is the first time I've ever worn this shirt because it is the ugliest shirt I've ever seen in my life.
I wish they would have done a little bit better with it.
I know, it's so bad. It's got this weird writing. And then the back, yeah. Anyways, tune in on video if you want to see the world's ugliest shirt. But
I don't think it's that bad. It could be better.
Okay, your shirt is blue, though. Yours wasn't as bad. Mine is this bright orange.
True.
And this isn't my color. But whatever.
Well, way to rock it. Way to own it.
Yeah, thank you. I thought I should whip it out for the very first time just for this occasion.
Nice. I appreciate the effort.
So, yeah, the marathon, trying to find some balance between my full-time job and all of the other things that I take on. Hopefully it'll be a little bit easier now that I'm not training. We're also dog sitting a puppy right now. So my sister-in-law just got a puppy. He is so cute, and I love dogs so much. I have 2 dogs of my own. But I've never had a puppy before. My older dog was 5 when I got her, and then our other dog was 6 when we got her. So I don't know how to manage a puppy, and it's a lot. He is in his
shocking.
Yeah, he's in his crate taking a nap right now because he doesn't know how to lay down. It's so crazy to me. If he is up, he's constantly moving. He chewed up our remote. He chewed up a coaster, and he's really cute, so it's okay. But
Yeah.
I don't
Benji.
know. Yeah, his name is Benjamin. I don't know what to do. So I gave him a Kong, and I put him in his crate, and I turned the lights off, and I haven't heard a peep. So I think he's napping. But
Nice.
yeah, that's what I got going on this week.
Nice. Yeah, so we got our dog Piper when she was, very newly born, definitely a puppy. I hear some people, their dogs tear up baseboards and doors and
That's insane.
permanent things on your house. That's pretty insane. She never did anything that bad.
Yeah.
She may have ripped the weather stripping off the door. I think we replaced it. That's minor. We can fix that. But man, she did get a hold of a couple remotes in the beginning, and that was before we got an Apple TV, thank God, because that remote is so pretty. I just wanted to stay looking nice. So
Yeah, well, I've learned that if he's quiet and he's not in his crate, that's a bad sign.
yeah,
because
something's happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I've given him some puzzles. Right now he has his Kong. It's working a little bit. I think he's a border collie mix, so he's super smart. But he's just chaos right now,
Yeah.
So.
And how old is he?
Well, okay, so my neighborhood has an issue with dogs getting dumped here. I don't know why, but that's how we got our second dog. She just kind of decided that she lived with us. And so he was dumped in our neighborhood. So I can't give a exact age. We think he's anywhere from 6 months to 11 months.
Okay.
I don't know.
Definitely still a puppy, though.
Definitely a puppy. Yes, very much puppy energy.
Nice.
But yeah.
So fun. At least he gets to go home soon, hopefully.
Yes.
It's not a permanent puppy.
He's going home tomorrow.
Nice.
I love him to death, but it's been a long week.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was a very tired puppy mom there in the beginning. Yeah, she was just, we were trying to crate train, like it was a whole thing. Like me and Greg were we hadn't even gotten married yet. And, you know, so still had a lot of growth in the parenting department on both of our ends. So I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have going on at work this week?
So I'm pretty much working late every night now. I mean, we're in the heat of tax season. So every tax season, my routine looks different. It just depends on, you know, what my life looks like that year and just kind of how things are going, how I'm feeling, and where I can fit in my workout routine and whatnot. So I am currently trying to stick with getting to the office around 7:30-ish, you know, definitely before 8, so I can, you know, just get some quiet time in before the storm. So we open at 8:30, and usually the phones start ringing off the hook at 8:30.
Wow.
During the tax season.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So any time that I can have before and after closing, like, is a huge win. I can just be focused and, you know, stay in the zone and actually be productive.
So are you the person who's answering the phone?
No, but like if everyone else is on the phones, then I have to definitely pick up. So if the phone rings 3 times, I think we have it programmed to where the first 2 rings will ring to the receptionist and like the other like people who cover her. But if it rings more than 3 times, it goes to everyone's phones. So if your phone's ringing, like you better be helping cover reception and helping pick up the phone. So it definitely gets to that sometimes.
Wow. Okay. What are clients calling you about? I've never called anyway, really.
Dude, I have clients call me nonstop.
About what?
Especially around year end and during tax season. Let me think. So I know year end, I was getting a ton of calls like, hey, I saw my projection, but can you run XYZ scenario? Like I had this one client who literally had me run 20 different scenarios of different variables to see what, and it was all to change like 2% of his taxes. Like it was not a huge deal. It was not a, you know.
Do you charge, do you charge extra for that?
It really just depends. Like, I really don't want to be as bad as attorneys who nickel and dime and charge you $100 for like a 5-second phone call. But yeah, so like if I'm running a projection for you and you like keep calling and I have to keep getting in the software and like adjusting it, yeah, I'm probably going to add that to your bill. If you were pretty needy or
I think you should.
Like, my time is not free, so
yeah.
I try and be reasonable though. If you're in here for a meeting and I'm going to do a projection for you, I'm not going to charge you for the meeting, but I will charge for the work done on the projection and, you know.
Okay.
Stuff
yeah,
like that.
that's fair. You should be charging. I mean, with all that you have going on.
Yeah, no kidding. But anyways, back to the point. So yeah, people call during tax season. They want to talk to me just about dropping off their tax documents. So we really try and like screen that and have reception and like the other girls kind of handle those calls. But they do call and ask like, hey, can I talk to Jordan? And then they have to kind of like figure out the why before they send it back. So
yeah,
we do have a lot of calls though. What about you?
We just had a crazy couple of weeks going through like the most recent forecast cycle. So that's a pretty stressful part of my job, but I also really like it because I like meeting with all of the different leaders in the business and going through their financials, like for their department or their part of the business with them. It's like the people part of my job, you know. I spend a lot of time staring at Excel, but I also really like, you know, being able to talk to people and kind of give them recommendations about, you know, what I think they should put down or what I think they should commit to based on, you know, what I'm seeing in the trends or, you know, what they tell me they have going on, and being able to prepare them to talk to their boss when their boss asks them questions. So, yeah, I really like that part of my job. It is pretty much, I mean, I don't know, 5 meetings a day maybe 5 like hour-long meetings a day, and I have to spend a lot of time preparing for them. So it is like a really busy, really stressful time, but I like it a lot. So
does it not wear you out? Like by the end of the day, are you worn out?
Yes, for sure.
Social battery drained.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But
in a good way, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know if I'm an introvert or an extrovert because I do like to be alone. I couldn't handle people calling me. That would really stress me out. But if I don't talk to people throughout the day, or if I go too long without seeing my friends or whatever, I do feel depressed.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I get that. Any of the tests, like the Myers-Briggs and all those other like personality type tests, I always kind of land in the middle, but I'm like slightly more on the extroverted side, but I'm still right there on the line.
Yeah, I think I'm probably the same way, but maybe slightly more like introverted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My husband's way on the introverted side. So I know, so he's, not too long ago, he changed jobs. He was still like with the same company and everything, but he changed roles. And previously he was talking to people all the time, nonstop. And now like he just goes in the office, shuts his door and does his work and then goes home. Like literally like does not talk to anyone. And he thinks that it's a thing to have like that social skill kind of atrophy. He's been kind of talking about that. Like he doesn't get the same social interactions that he was before. And honestly, like he might even need a little bit more social interaction. It's just really interesting that, I don't know, to think that such a soft skill like that could atrophy like a normal muscle, but it sounds legit. Okay, so as an introvert, does he prefer that, or does he feel depressed because he doesn't talk to people? Oh, he's not depressed. He's in his element. That's his jam. That's his jam. That's funny. Yeah. I mean, I think he has perfectly fine social skills. He's never been like... I agree. I maybe it's just in his head. I don't know. I think he's great when he's around people, but yeah, I don't know. It was just such a drastic change in his roles. Like it's completely different from what he was doing before. So where do you think your husband falls on that? Do you think opposites attract, or like where is he on that scale? Yeah, I think Tristan is pretty similar to me. So when I met him, I thought he was so extroverted, and he kept telling me like, no, I'm actually really introverted. And I was so confused by that for the longest time. Now that I know him a lot better, 7 years later, I see what he's saying. I definitely don't think he's as extroverted now as he initially came off. But yeah, I also think he's pretty in the middle. He probably leans a little more introvert. He does need his alone time like every day. Every day? Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that's fine with me. But I don't know. But yeah, you had a quote today and I really liked it. Do you want to bring that up? Yes. Okay, so this quote was from James Clear, and it says, "You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems," which like that just really hit home with me because like me and my husband are so like system like oriented at our house, like yep. And I totally believe it. Like if you're having any sort of issues meeting your goals, you're doing something wrong. Okay, so this is from James Clear is the author of Atomic Habits, which it's such a coincidence that you chose this quote because I literally finished reading Atomic Habits 2 days ago. It was just meant to be. Yes. It's one of my favorite like self-help, self-betterment books. It is like so great. Yeah, so I was planning I don't know if you're ready to go into our working late boosts, but I was planning for Atomic Habits to be my boost of the week. Nice. That's so weird. We didn't even coordinate this, I promise, but I brought my copy with me. It's such a beautiful book. I have mine in my office displayed on my bookshelf. Yeah, so normally I'm not like super into self-help books. I do like to read nonfiction, but I do feel like a lot of the time a self-help book will have a good point, but it just kind of rambles on for 250 pages unnecessarily. I do not feel that way about Atomic Habits. I feel like this was really well written, gave a lot of really great tips, and I brought a quote that really reminded me of this podcast as I was reading it. Okay, so it says, "Professionals stick to the schedule. Amateurs let life get in the way. Professionals know what is important to them and work toward it with purpose. Amateurs get pulled off course by the urgencies in life." And that really resonated with me because, I don't know, this is exactly how I want to be. I want to be the professional who is like steady even when it's difficult. And it says, professionals take action even when the mood isn't right. They might not enjoy it, but they find a way to put the reps in. And yeah, I feel that way all the time. Like sometimes I really don't feel like getting my work done super late. If it's going to take me past 5, sometimes I do not have the best attitude about it. But I think it's more about just like, what kind of person do I want to be? And so what am I going to do in order to align with my identity of, being a professional and being someone who cares about my career? And I'm going to stick to it and I'm going to do it. Yeah, that was so well put. I couldn't agree more. I think I think that's why we get along so well, to be completely honest. I feel like if we say we're going to do something, we're both going to follow through and we're going to knock it out. And it's not the easiest thing to record podcasts on top of being pregnant, on top of tax season, on top of both being, married and having our own social lives. But we both find a way to make it work, and we meet and we record and we do it with a smile on our face. And I'm always glad when we do it. But I think that's what sets us apart,
Yeah, I agree. So with that, do you have a working late boost?
I do. Mine is not as deep as yours. Mine is just unsweet tea. But hey, it keeps the headaches away right now, so I'll take it.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, if you're new to the podcast, our working late boosts are like, it's just a little pick me up, if you're dragging yourself back to work, if you're on your dinner break, if you have a long day ahead of you, this is kind of your boost to get you through it. So either Atomic Habits this week or unsweet tea.
Unsweet tea, yeah. It can be sweet if you really want, but trying to make good choices right now.
Oh, okay, good for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Even through pregnancy too, like I'm so impressed with how you have kept up with your workout routine and your diet. Like you have got to be peak health.
Thank you. I'm trying really hard. Don't get me wrong, I am indulging a little bit more in like the sweets than I usually do. For some reason, they just taste so much better right now. But I really am trying to make good decisions health-wise and stay up with everything. So hopefully I can keep it going.
Yeah, I admire it.
Yeah.
Well, we can move on to our career confessionals now. So these are like a confession from work, an embarrassing mistake, a weird office dynamic, a client horror story. Jordan tends to have some of those.
Just a few.
So if you have any career confessionals that you want to submit, you can email us those at workinglate.pod@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram or TikTok at workinglate_pod. So Jordan, you want to go?
Sure. So I had this one that it happened in December. It was actually on New Year's Eve, and I just it really stood out to me, and I knew I wanted to talk about it at some point. But so on New Year's Eve, we were closing early that day. I think we closed at 2:30. And for us, year end was crazy. I don't know about anyone else, but we were swamped, and it was just we needed every minute, right? But thankfully, we were able to still close early. We got everything done. Anyway, so I ended up staying an hour past when we closed, just to try and get a few more emails out and things addressed before I headed out. And I had this one client, and he was super nice. I saw he called, but I think everyone was kind of packing up and on their way out, and they didn't get to the phone because we had already technically closed. And he shoots me an email. He's like, "Hey man, I really need a call. I'm trying to get this done before the end of the day," which was very reasonable. And I'm like, you know what, I'm here. I want to help him as much as I possibly can. That's why I'm here. I want to do a good job. So I give him a call, and he was so nice. Despite everything that was going on at your end, he was so nice and understanding, and we just had really genuinely good conversation in between dealing and troubleshooting his work problem. So it turns out, and this is kind of circling back, it just kind of ties everything together, why we do this. We do this because we care about our clients. We do this because we want to do a good job and be the best at what we're doing. But sometimes it pays off in other ways too. So it turns out this guy plays guitar for a band, and they're currently opening for one of my favorite artists.
Wow.
And they're on tour right now, and they're coming to our area in the spring. And so it turns out he's going to try and get me tickets. Not try. He said he could get me tickets, and that I could maybe even meet said artist. And I'm
whoa,
beside myself. So I may or may not be naming one of the twins after her. So that's
no way.
So it's kind of a really big deal. But before any of that happened, I was just so glad I took his call because he was so nice and appreciative, and that's why we really do this. But sometimes, karma pays off and comes back around, and then really cool things happen. So I was really geeked up.
Is this the same artist that you have a portrait of in your home?
Oh yeah. And I may be taking it with me to possibly get signed if that's not too fangirlish, but I'm definitely considering it.
Wow. That's so cool.
Dude, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped. So go the extra mile. It's worth it. It may not always, come with meeting famous people or concert tickets, but it will always make you feel warm and fuzzy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Will your child be born by then?
Hopefully not. Hopefully I'll be pregnant with her and get to meet who she's named after.
Oh my gosh, that would be so
that'll
cool.
be her picture with her. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
Wow, good for you. That's amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, he like made my year. I was so excited. I'm like, this is the best way to go into 2026.
Yeah, I can't believe you're just now telling me that.
I wanted to get your real reaction on the pod before, like, I ruined it. So I'm glad I did.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, my career confessional is not nearly that cool, but
That's okay. Most of them are downers, so I wanted to at least come with one upper. So
that's true. Okay,
yeah.
I just wanted to take this time today to kind of shine a spotlight on all of the analyses and all of the work we do as analysts and consultants and whatever that never gets looked at by anyone. So, Jordan, I don't know if you've experienced this like in your career, but in consulting, my previous job, I was asked to do so many random analyses and things that like nobody ever looked at. And it's top of mind because I was looking back through like my flagged emails this past week and going through and like checking them off, unflagging them. And sometimes I forget to do that. So I was scrolling back really far and I saw one for an analysis I was assigned back in November about like legal fees. And I saw that I had turned it in. I just forgot to unflag the email. And I realized it's February and nobody has ever looked at that. My boss never responded to it. And it just, it took me back to, when people, well, it's not like I even needed extra work to do. I had plenty on my plate. I'm sure it was somebody mentioned in a meeting like, hey, we want to see what's happening with legal fees and if it's blah, blah, blah. And so it was assigned to me and then everybody just forgot about it. But I know that happens. That's happened to me so many times. I know that's happening to y'all all the time. So moment to shine a spotlight on that.
Nice. Well, you've been seeing that's very valid. That doesn't really happen too much in our industry.
Right.
Maybe occasionally, but I mean, the IRS letters will keep coming if you ignore them. Like, just saying. Usually something else will keep coming until you deal with a problem. So, but that is nice though. So, okay, let me ask you, what is your email system? So do you flag things to go back and deal with it? Do you have like a, hey, this has been processed folder? Because like I am weird. I know some people love to delete their emails. I will not. I refuse to delete my emails because like what if you need to search for it later? Like you never know.
This is something that I need some help with. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to send it to me. My email is so unorganized and I don't even really know where to begin with organizing it. I do have a few folders. Like I have different folders for different things that I'm assigned, like monthly recurring items. When I get emails about them, I'll put them in their folder. But yeah, when it comes to just things that I need to follow up on or things that I need to get done, usually I just flag it so that it, at least shows a different color until I'm done with it. But it's not a great system because sometimes I get too many emails and it gets too far down and then I can't see it and I forget about it or I forget to unflag it or whatever. So I don't know. I could use a better system. It's really unorganized.
Yeah, so I use rules a lot. I have a ton of folders and whatnot. Do you ever use rules? Okay.
I've never used a rule in my life. I do have a few folders, but...
Dude, so for example, like for your monthly or like recurring tasks, if you have emails come in about those, like you should set up a rule. So maybe anything with this in the subject from this person, it will always get moved to that folder. So like instead of it showing up in your inbox, it will show up in that folder already as like 1 unread or 3 unread or whatever. And it really helps me stay organized and like I usually have folders for my bigger clients that like are a little more high maintenance. They have more emails coming in. So anything with them in the subject line goes to their folder. And like, I have to like hype myself up before I get to some of those.
I feel that so hard.
Yeah. So I don't know. I really like it though. And it also helps me kind of sift through like the Staples emails or, whatever, like certain things I can't just unsubscribe from because I need the receipts or, whatever. So I would definitely look into adding a ton of folders and rules.
Oh, that just feels like so overwhelming. I don't even know where to start with that. Also, if you've listened to previous episodes, you know that I used to work for this company. I left for a little bit and now I'm back in a different role. And when I came back, it's like I never stopped receiving emails in the time that I was gone. They just kept coming and I was still added to like so many meetings. And so I kept getting all of those meeting invites. And so my inbox goes back to like 2020. And yeah,
it was unmonitored for a year.
Yeah, and I'm overwhelmed by it. I don't know what to do. Yeah.
I will say under each folder, I have like a process folder. So That way, like, the actual folder stays empty as long as there's no action needed. So once I've dealt with it, I drag it into the process folder, in like as a subfolder for that one specific client. And it does help kind of manage my anxiety with it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So then the inbox stays really clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree that it's a good idea. Am I actually going to do it? I don't know. I'm probably just
circle back.
I'm probably just going to continue to feel really overwhelmed by it, but
no, that's fine. If anyone else has good email suggestions, feel free to email them over to us.
Yeah, that'd be great. I appreciate it. Should we go over to our hot takes now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I did come with a hot take today. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about, like, despite this podcast and everything, and if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, I have spent most of my career to this day feeling behind in some way. I don't know if this is really a hot take, but I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because I feel like that's actually extremely common, no matter what your career is or your job title or anything like that. And I know that people around me probably don't view me as that way, and that's true for most people. Like, I don't really view anyone that way. I don't really think about it. But yeah, especially if you're the type of person to listen to this podcast, I'm sure nobody really views you that way. It's all just internal feelings. But like, do you feel that way too, or have you felt that way?
Oh yeah, all the time. Like, and honestly, we had a staff meeting about it, like a firm-wide staff meeting with our different branches. And it's okay for us to feel behind, you know. So we're in accounting. We literally work in the past. Like, my brain is always a year behind because we're always working in the prior year.
Interesting.
And so we kind of had a mentality shift of like, hey, it's okay to feel behind. Like, as long as you're trying to chip away and you know, continue to keep up, like, you're doing okay. But like, we're always going to be working in the past, and that's why we have a job. So you have to kind of reframe that and remember that sometimes.
Okay, to clarify, I was talking about behind, like, in your career and in life, and Jordan was talking about in work, and that's so funny.
Pregnancy brain, right?
No, that's so funny. We're just gonna move on. So, okay. Jordan, what's your hot take?
Okay, so my hot take is: do you have certain thoughts on having a walking pad in your office? Is it distracting or liberating?
Go. I love the idea of a walking pad. Will I ever get one? No, because I hate clutter. And I feel like it would feel like clutter to me, but I do love the idea.
Yeah. So Greg was very against it in the beginning. So I think maybe last year, at some point, I think during 2024 is whenever I got one. Because my coworkers at that office were very into them. And I'm like, dude, I love walking, and like tax season, like, you're seriously sitting so much. So how can I get more activity in? And so we all got walking pads, and it was like life-changing. I loved it. We also closed out 2024 by reading a book. Like, we do book club kind of in the summer and sometimes in the winter, just depending on the year, at work. And we read, what's it called? We read Good Energy by Casey Means. And she talked about, you know, just how you should, you know, walk after eating. Like, that's a really good habit to build, and it's really good for maintaining your metabolism. And it's best to kind of get your steps in, like, evenly throughout the day as best as you can, instead of like just kind of back end loading them, like, whenever you get home and walking for 45 minutes or an hour and a half or whatever it may be. So I was like super into it, and I finally got Greg to try it. I brought mine home. And he like uses it all the time. We have one at home. He has one at the office. I have one at the office. Like, it was a really big game changer for us and for our house. But I know that, like, neither one of us are in cubicles, so it might be a little different. It might be a little loud if you are in a very tight shared space. So.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing that in a cubicle, but I do love the idea. I can't work if things aren't like completely organized, and I know that that's something that would bother me, so that's why I don't have one. But since I work from home so much, I can just, like, I walk to my mailbox. I check my mail 10 times a day. I walk down to the cul-de-sac all the time, because I agree, like, I love going for a walk. But do you find it hard to get, like, the coordination down?
No.
Okay.
It's not a problem, because like, we have like standing desks. I think you do too. So like, it, you know, you raise it and you're sitting there typing and have your mouse and stuff, and like, you're actually pretty like centered, and like, it doesn't feel like you're about to fall off and that you have to kind of figure it out. Like, it actually didn't take any time at all to get used to it, and like, we're really big fans.
Maybe you'll sway me.
You should try one, dude. I'm telling you, it is amazing. It is a game changer.
Well, I'm going to your house in like 2 weeks, so maybe maybe I'll
Yeah.
try out yours.
Yeah, sounds
Maybe you
great.
can
And
give it
like
to
a
me.
lot of them, different ones fold up, but you kind of want one that's light enough to kind of, move easily, that has wheels on one end. And like I set mine up against my desk when it's not in use, but if you're using it, it's not as like, it doesn't feel like clutter as much because like you're literally
Right.
using it like every day in theory. So
Okay. I'm
it's
open
worth a
to it.
shot.
I'm
Yeah.
open to it.
Yeah. It does tear up your shoes though. So, like I always like bring, like if you're in like slides, like maybe don't walk in slides, like maybe actually have a specific like treadmill pair of shoes. Like, I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah. Because like, I don't know. Have you ever had treadmills like mess up your shoes before?
No. I don't know what
Maybe
you're
it's
talking
just-
about.
Okay. I don't know. I would have a special pair of shoes designated for your walking pad.
Okay, good to know.
Not your favorite ones.
Well, we can move on to our listener corner now. So again, if y'all are working late or you have a long day and you just want advice or you need a pep talk, email us at workinglate.pod@gmail.com. And again, DM us on TikTok or Instagram, workinglate_pod. So the one today, this is just like a short one about basically like this person received a meeting invite for 7:30 a.m. and that's insane. What are our thoughts?
Reschedule immediately.
Well, I guess I gave my thoughts. I think that is insane.
Yeah. I don't know, man. So I don't know about you, but I have a Calendly link. I don't know if that's as applicable to you or not, but like I have clients always trying to schedule meetings with me. And like I think it was more towards the beginning of my career I realized it was a problem. Like I would spend so much time going back and forth on emails or them calling or whatever just to schedule a meeting. And so I got a Calendly link and it's at the bottom of my email signature. It says book an appointment with me. And I literally block out any appointments before 9 and like after 3. Like I don't want to be kind of pushing it before I'm trying to get out the door or, maybe I ran into traffic. I don't want to be stressed out, So I have those windows and like I also block off Friday afternoons because who wants to be in a meeting on a Friday afternoon, even if it's tax season, even if you're not closing early, like I'm good. Schedule another time,
Yeah. So my husband's company actually has a policy where they don't allow any meetings on Fridays,
I love
which is
that.
really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, 8 a.m. meetings are crazy. And I think most of my coworkers feel the same way. I only have an 8 a.m. meeting if there's absolutely no other time and something has to get done. So that's only happened a handful of times. Otherwise, okay, maybe this is just me. I hate a 1 p.m. meeting because I can do 1:30. That doesn't bother me, but I hate a 1 p.m. because if I want to take a lunch break, I feel like rushed by it. I feel like I have to be done by, 12:50 to get ready for the next meeting, to get ready for the 1 o'clock meeting. And that's a pet peeve of mine is 1 p.m. I don't know if that's just me.
Interesting. So when do you eat? What time do you normally eat?
If I'm not just like super glued to my desk, have a million things to do, then I will take a break right at 12 usually because I'm horrible at eating breakfast, and normally not my preference, but what I do is I just kind of starve until noon because breakfast is like too much work for me to figure out.
Yeah, that was me before being pregnant all day long.
So I eat right at noon. If I have a super busy day, then it'll be a little bit later usually, maybe like 12:30 while I wrap things up. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it. Have you ever thought about that? Do you care?
No, I definitely care. I'm a very much like that's another time I block off on my Calendly deal is like I don't want to have a meeting anywhere around lunch. Like I have to eat. I'm not going to book myself solid all day and not get a lunch break. Like I have to eat, especially right now. So like I usually am an early eater though because I like get hungry so fast and I can beforehand I could only like not eat breakfast until about 11 o'clock or 11:15.
Yeah.
So I usually eat between 11 and 11:30 unless like you said I'm really glued to my desk and have like things that are just really keeping me busy and I can't get away.
Right.
I'm okay with a 1 o'clock meeting, but definitely not an 11:30. 12 I'm not crazy about. I'm okay with 1. That's when I start to feel okay with it. But
Okay. Yeah.
nothing at 11 or 11 to 1. No.
Yeah. And I have coworkers who have like a lunch blocked off on their calendar. It's not always an hour because sometimes you don't have time for that, but just whatever time they have, they will put a block on their calendar where they show as out of office, and you respect that. You don't schedule things for that during that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you received if you received a meeting invite at 7:30 a.m., I think you asked to reschedule.
Yeah. Out of office. Even if you're in office.
Yeah, 7:30. That's crazy.
You have to be like a really chipper morning person for that, in my opinion.
Oh my goodness. One time I was I was in college, and so I was interviewing for internships, and this company reached out to me for an interview. They were based in London. And so I don't know what the time change, or like I don't know what the time difference is, but they asked if I was available for an interview sometime, and just a phone call, sometime between 8 and 10 a.m. And I told them that was fine. I wasn't expecting them to call right at 8 because I was in college, and I think I woke up right at 8 in college. And so my plan was just like, okay, I'll just wake up at 8 like I normally do. They're not going to call me right at 8 a.m. But no, right at 8 a.m. This lady was calling me, and I had not spoken yet that day because I was waking up. And
how'd that go? Any awkward voice cracks?
It was pretty bad. I did not receive a job offer.
No, that's all right.
Did not receive a second interview.
We're going to come back to that topic, though. That's going to be a whole other thing. We're going to talk about bad interviews.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
We can just go ahead and put that on the Google Doc now.
Yes. Lock that one in for sure.
Well, I think that's all we have time for today. Anything else, Jordan?
I don't think so. Y'all just kind of, stay on it, keep grinding, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Yep. See y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.